Every time they went to land, they left a settlement. They got that. Listen, the hardest fight they had, and that shit went over for fucking probably about damn near 100 years, was in Africa. Because at that point in time, when they first settled on our land, we had over like fucking 20-something kings or pharaohs. After the pharaohs, we had like 20-something kings. Niggas wasn't built for that shit. We had motherfuckers that was tearing their ass up. It got to a point where, though, these weak ones that you talk about, that was one of the motherfuckers that let them settle on their part of the land off their coast. Once they settled on their land off the coast, they took them first. After they took them, they started taking us. Now, after they went to others, they did the same shit on other continents. So, that's why it was the same shit going on. Listen, these motherfuckers was like a virus once they started selling the seeds, man.
No. You got like fucked up. Your history is wrong. Because when they went to Africa, they did not settle in Africa. Guess what? Them motherfuckers got ran out of there. The goddamn Europeans and the goddamn French and everybody else, they went over there after that. Way later on. And they
why they went over there after that? Why they went over there after that?
Because
they knew that they had their hands on some shit and they wanted to go over there and take it from them because it was so easy for them to take it from the African people, right?
It wasn't for the people. It was because of the fact that the Africans had showed them that they had gold, they had diamonds, they had all this shit.
That's what I just said, my brother. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm saying. The French and all of them went over there after that because of
slave trade. You trying to put that with the slave trade. That does not go together. That's not part of the slave trade. That happened way years later.
He trying to say they playing this shit like they got their ass whooped, they regrouped, and came back.
They left out of there.
That's what my nigga said.
What we gave them.
You don't understand? I just said that it was over 100 years. Like they fought a war that was like 100 years long, bro. Before they actually got the weak side of the coast.
He said that they came there, took the slaves, and made a settlement and followed for 100 years.
No, I didn't say that. You're not following me, brother. You're not following me, brother. You're not following me.
Man, that's what I got from it. That's what I got from it because that's what you said.
Well, you selective here right now.
That ain't what I said, brother. If you listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not riding nobody's dick. But I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna give him what he said, though, and I understood it. He said they got their ass whooped. It went on for 100 years. And you said they went back to the
Nobody said when. He never said when.
Nigga, I wasn't looking at the clock when he said it. I wasn't looking at the damn clock when he said it. He said it.
No, I'm not talking about no clock right now. I'm talking about.
You talking about what time span this was? You talking about what time span this was? Look at your history,
because you jumping gaps with your talk, and I can't do that.
You have to go in. He said 100 years, nigga.
Nigga, nobody came there and settled for 100 years when the slave trade
you ain't understand. Shit I said. You ain't comprehension. You know, they making it. You know what? You turn it into an argument when it's a discussion.
What he said was he said he kept saying they kept coming back for over 100 years trying to come take the land. They kept getting their ass whooped. So they finally came up with a strategy. They went over there.
It took them 100 years. It took them 100 years to conquer before they finally conquered Egypt.
Yeah, they playing to slave us right now. What they did to us in 100 years.
That's all I was asking for. I can't argue about that. That's all I was asking for. I'm like, you tell him no. That ain't what he said though.
Yeah, he did. He told it.
I'll tell you what he said. He said the white man kept playing to go over there to Africa, trying to take all the gold and shit. Once they found out what was over there,
he made it seem like they came over there and they played that for 100 years.
They kept getting their ass whooped. They kept retreating, coming back over 100 years.
Brother,
and then they finally took advantage when they got weak.
Over there is a green nigga. My nigga, what's understood don't have to be explained. The nigga said 100 years.
I'm thinking you following me, brother. I'm not listening. Listen. I'm not underestimating nobody's intelligence. I'm not underestimating nobody's comprehension skills. I'm just talking fast to get to my point, and I'm thinking that you following me, bro. That's all.
That's why I asked you when. That's all I asked.
If you followed me, you would have known when. Because I said it. My time set was before they conquered Africa. My time span goes before they conquer Africa.
Yes,
before they conquer Africa. It took them over 100 years to conquer Africa. They conquered the side of the coast.
Right.
Once they conquered the side of the coast, that kingdom that controlled that side of the coast, that kingdom that controlled that side of the coast, They took it. After they took it, that's when this shit started to come in. Now it's like, yo, we got their land. We got a piece of their land. We got a significant piece of their land. Bring more shit. Bring more people. Bring more people. That's how the history started with them. And they did the same thing to other continents, brother. That's how you had slaves from these other continents. These are the only people in human history, that actually touched every fucking continent and actually enslaved a group or a whole fucking society of people on each continent that they touched, bro. We talking about Asia. Listen, the Asians was the Persian. That was Persians back then. They was the Persian.
The only touched every continent.
Listen.
White folk, right?
Listen, bro, you cutting me off. It's like you're not listening to me. You ask a question, you don't want me to answer it. You ask a question, let me answer it.
Remember I said, when I ask a question, stop, answer it, then go on.
I'm answering it. I'm trying to answer it.
I apologize.
Now, you say the Asians. The Asians was the Persians first. Persians, motherfuckers, they was the only compatible people to us, or what you would say, that had land as rich as us, right? What did they do? What did they do to them? They went over there, they fought until they say, you know what? Y'all smart to the point where, though, we're going to steal y'all technology, we're going to steal y'all shit, then use it against y'all, then conquer a part of y'all land. And right now, the U.S. I don't give a fuck how hard motherfucking China want to fight, how hard Japan want to fight. The U.S. got an embassy over that motherfucker right now, don't they?
U.S. got an embassy in everybody's land, but nobody else has
My fucking point.
Every continent, 7 of them.
Yep.
My fucking point. And it's been like that for the years, since the fucking beginning of time, man.
Let me ask you this. So you saying that Africa don't have a continent nowhere else, too? Basically, other places like Africa, we'll say Jamaica, like jump to naming names.
Africa don't even have a seat in the UN.
What I'm saying is America has an embassy on every fucking continent there is. Name how many motherfucking countries to come over here and go to the embassy.
A lot. Every one of them.
It ain't a lot.
Even Saudi Arabia got a goddamn embassy here.
But no, do Saudi Arabia got an embassy?
Africa got an embassy here.
On every continent, though.
America is accepted on every continent, brother. Only way America ain't gonna go there is if we say, yo, y'all can't go there. If y'all go there, y'all can't come back.
Ooh, that's real shit, boy. You made a point.
Cause I couldn't send it to everybody, so I was trying to. So I sent it to you first, and then to see if I could pull it up. Yeah, post it in everybody.
Let me ask you this.
This is blacks enslaving blacks.
What was the most successful slave trade? Was it Africa?
The most successful one was probably the Arab slave trade, because they had us enslaved for over 1,200 years.
Yeah, I agree with him on that.
They had niggas?
Yes. For over 1,200 years.
So let me ask you this. So basically what my nigga said, basically, well, why would it be feasible for us to go over there? But
it wasn't even that.
But no,
listen.
No, that is not my point. Like, my question is, I'm getting to the white folk. Like he said, why we don't take our business?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Go over there.
I'm with you.
It was feasible for the crackers.
I hear you.
To go over there.
Nah, you can send it through the party chat. Oh, well, you can send it through my message.
Adam is a friend or something.
Alright.
Yeah, Adam is a friend. That's KC. Because they were easy to domesticate. They were easy. They were. Look, you know you look. Yes, when they came to America, what the first thing they did was learn from the natives here. They learned how to live off the land. They learned how to live off the land.
Let me ask everybody this one question. I want everybody to answer. What's the first thing you do, right? When you go, I'm gonna assume that we all from the hood, right? We all had our moments in the hood. I'm an older guy now, right? So what's the first thing we do when we go to another nigga neighborhood or another nigga house or whatever, however place of business? We look and see how they working, right?
Right.
We pay attention to what the fuck they doing, right? We see how they move, right? So after we see how they move, we can bring up our own ideas. Are we gonna go ahead and ease our way in or put our part in, right?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do.
It's the same. Listen. So if I want to conquer, some land, just because you said that. So if I want to conquer, listen. Just because, like you said, depends on what you're trying to do. So if I want to conquer some land, right? It'd be smart for me to do. It'd be smart for me to come and fake these niggas out like I'm a friend, right? Friend them first, right? And see how they motherfucking cultivate their land, how they treat their land, how they motherfucking take from their land, how they yield from their land, right? So once I do that, and I got all that down pat, what's left for me to do if I want their land? Just to take their fucking land, just like in companies. A motherfucking company a bigger company come to a smaller company, say, all right, what's up? The first thing that smaller company got to do is show them the whole fucking company plan, right? Got to put a whole business plan out there in front of them, right? So they can know their whole strategy, right? So that company can say, you know what? I'll fuck with you. You feel me? Because I know your strategy. It's the same shit, brother.
And right there, sir, and that right there, sir, is part of how your Hispanics and your Mexicans were born. Because when they came over here and they conquered that land in South America, where all them dark-skinned folks that look like you, look up to Olmecs, them dark-skinned folks, them dark Africans, hold on, them dark African folks that look like you, when they was raided by them Italians.
No, my rule now. If somebody asks a question, answer it. Then continue.
You gotta let him get to his point to get the question out.
Bro, what is it?
You make a nigga lose his train of thought when you ask a question midway through his point.
Okay, my fault. I didn't know that. I said, hey, who conquered South America? All you gotta do is say white folk or black folk or something to go on. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, he trying to get rid of his point.
Okay,
yeah.
My fault, sir.
What? This is how you know who conquered. This is how you know who conquered that area. What language do they majority speak in South America?
I ain't never been, so I can't tell you.
Spanish.
Oh wow, Spanish.
See what I'm saying?
Why is Spanish the second language to America?
See, there you go, man. I am a street nigga, man. With a bike road, bro. I don't know about all that other shit. You talking about? Don't get that all wild.
No. Yeah.
We don't know you though.
Exactly.
But that was the beginning of my first point. This is the beginning of my first point.
Stop.
Listen, my nigga.
And it's cool, bro. This is no look.
It might be dumb. But don't knock me though.
No, bro. It ain't gonna knock you because it's gonna be something in this conversation that all of us is gonna learn from. It's gonna be something that all of us did not know.
I am learning.
This is why you had a
all it takes for you is to close your mouth.
Like KC said though, like going to church, right? See, if you don't read for yourself,
the only reason why I said that is because of the fact that you stopped me earlier trying to tell me about something, and I'm like, you don't know that?
And what I did, I agree with you. You said you been there, and I said you right. I ain't got nothing to say.
Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna give you a name. I'm gonna give you a name to check out, and you need to.
When I feel like I'm answering a good question, y'all might think it's a dumb question. Then I ask it, then y'all niggas be like, oh my goodness.
No. You good. We know that.
It's never a dumb question, bro. It's never a dumb question. Ain't no such thing as a dumb question, bro.
Whatever it is you ask,
you good, bro.
Nigga, I living after I ask it. I'm gonna look and be like, what the fuck you mean by that?
It's a dumb question. Does AM mean morning? Does PM mean night?
I read, but I don't read.
No, but look, bro. I'm gonna give you a name that you need to check out on YouTube. Dr. John Henry Clark.
That's the nigga that built the train tracks, ain't it?
No, man. And you know fucking better. T trying to be an asshole.
Leave T alone. Don't even address T.
Continue about.
Is that nigga be on the train tracks?
Check out.
Hey, I'm sorry. I came on. I've been drinking all night. Yeah, what's up?
Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of the Omics?
The Omen? Talking about the movie?
Would you shut the fuck up?
What? Answer a real question, nigga.
Once again.
Have you?
Well, exactly what I'm talking about. Don't do that.
No, he being stupid. He know better. He know the shit. He being stupid. That's why we
don't know each other. I thought nobody know each other.
No. We just don't know y'all.
They know. I'm like,
exactly what I mean. But he said he don't know me, and he did that. Nigga, I don't know you. You can't do that type of shit to me. Say, oh my goodness, I'm gonna check it.
Man, look, man, the hell with all that. Look,
everybody always do me like
bro,
that.
we had these discussions, and we don't nobody mean no harm. We fuck with each other. That's what we do. You know,
I don't even talk to niggas. But this place that so
you talking to us, nigga?
I'm friendly over here, cause I don't know. Y'all know I have my location. I'm friendly over here, nigga. I'm still from real life. So I'm just saying, man, respect where I'm coming. I know I'm a new nigga, but you know what I'm saying? I'm friendly.
Nigga, you ain't no new nigga. How old are you?
What you mean?
Right, nigga. Unless you a day old, you ain't a new nigga.
Shout it, there you go. Misunderstood all the bitch flame, nigga. Y'all niggas talking about some other shit.
But look, this is what I'm telling you though. Have you? Are you aware of the Olmecs?
No.
All right, the Olmecs are some of the oldest people that was in South America at this time. These were all African folks. The Olmecs got these big ass stone heads that was made over there in South America. These are African.
I have seen those. Now, I haven't been there, but I've seen them on out the internet.
Right. And for the longest, when we was kids, we were told that those was Mexicans. We didn't pay no attention to
it.
Mexican. Them is African people.
Africans, so I'm thinking, man, I'm most thinking most Africans are all dark, right?
Not really. African people come in all different shades. We just saw what we see on TV. But when you look at them, they come in all different colors.
You got African goddamn.
We got Asian, we got black Asians with blue eyes.
I know you can do that.
We got black Asian people with blue eyes.
Asian with blue eyes. They must be genetically created.
Look, you got black Asians with blue eyes, man. Right, you got the Bush people. The what they call the not just the Bush people, but
indigenous.
No, their name is something else. But these are in Africa. The Bush people. The Bush people are the Bush people are the old from my understanding are the oldest the oldest tribe in Africa.
So when you say, when we like, okay,
and these are light, and they're light-skinned people.
So you say if we gonna build on 2K, I say I'm African, I just can't say he black as fuck.
No, because they come in all different.
No.
We come in all different shades. You and your girl can be dark as fuck and still have a light-skinned child.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So where white people from?
Yeah, let them tell it the Caucasus Mountain.
What the fuck?
What he basically saying is this, man. In a sense, if I catch him right.
White people are from us, bro. The light skinned people.
All right, let's go back to the Bible. Like I said, I don't believe in the Bible.
Actually,
I don't believe in the Bible, but I am aware of the Bible.
They are a separate people. Believe that.
From darkness came everything,
they are
brother.
A separate people.
Yeah,
from darkness came everything.
When they was going through the DNA,
when you decide the white man Bible, that's what it's telling you.
That's the white man Bible telling you that.
The white man Bible tell you that white is right. The white man dictionary tell you white is right and black is some dumb shit.
That's why you gotta read the Bible for your goddamn self, cause you don't read your goddamn self. You come to my church and I can tell you cut the head off a goat, you'll get to heaven. You won't know cause you don't read the Bible for yourself.
Nah, I've read the Bible for myself, brother. I read the Bible. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. The one that told you that I didn't believe in the Bible, I'm gonna be real with you. My brother's a pastor. My grandmother raised us in the church. Once I started understanding there's a difference between religion, society, and actual facts.
Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Jesus?
No,
I do.
No. Well, more power to you, brother. I got a lot of It's over 100 people that I love that do.
Yeah, I got a lot of people.
Even though I'm Illuminati, you still love me as a brother.
I don't believe in heaven and hell. I don't believe in heaven and hell.
So what you think happened after we died, though? I'm asking.
Nigga, first of all, if you read the Bible, hell is reserved for the devil.
What happens after you die? Your body is gonna be placed right in your neighborhood cemetery, right along with everybody else.
Okay, what happened to your soul?
The devil is in hell. We don't go to hell.
Listen, I'm asking now. What y'all think happens after we die? Y'all think we come
back? That's a whole nother discussion, brother.
Right. That's all based on belief.
Exactly, because nobody ain't been there yet. None of us ain't been there yet. So I'm just asking what you think happens.
If we gonna give an open opinion, y'all already know
what I think. I believe in Jesus.
So, I believe the white man went to Egypt and Ethiopia and they saw all the fucking writings on the goddamn walls and they fucking made the Bible from it. And yeah, that's what I believe.
Look, bro.
If you want to research, the Bible, then you got to go to Egypt.
Look, brother. When our people, hold on, bro. Look.
I done read the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Listen, bro. Listen, when our people in Dead Sea Scrolls and got listen. When our people learned about Jesus, they was in the dungeon of a church, being chained up, being chained. No, this was in Africa when they was being captured.
Right there. Who that brother right there? What's his name?
Big Time.
Which one? Right here.
All right, Big Time. All right, talk Big Time.
Our people was in Africa being chained up in the dungeon of a church. Never knew what the fuck a Jesus was. By Christians. Listen, man, listen.
He just told you.
I'm telling you who. Christians. White Christians. These was white folks. Before they marched us out on them ships.
I'm following.
These was Christians that had our people in chains.
They broke our belief.
And was teaching us about Jesus. When they came over here, this is when they really got broke down and started learning that religion. The only thing you was allowed to learn was that Bible. Why would your enemy completely don't want you to learn nothing? Don't want you to learn to read and write. They only want you to learn the Bible.
Look at you as less of a fucking man. Look at you like the dog that walk on all fours.
And it was only certain things that you was allowed to learn. To keep you docile.
What pisses me off about all of that is the fact that right now, still to this day, you cannot go to those Egyptian temples or nothing like that and take pictures or video.
Why not?
Hey, who was enforcing these?
Oh, nigga, they will fucking kill you.
What color?
Hey, yo, it's a whole, brother, I'm gonna send you a link. 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 There's a brother right now. He doing fucking tours and Egyptian trips and everything. Right to the temples, right to the caravans.
And you see all them black folks. And you see all them black folks in there.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it, bro. Trust and believe, I've seen it.
And you see all them black folks.
There is people that snuck shit out of there, but I'm telling you, they will not allow the public to do it.
You can look at the old video when you look at the old video when they unburied
the Egyptian people. That's crazy. That's why I say it's crazy. The Egyptian people are enforcing these white folk rules.
Are Egyptians
right
all
now?
Black?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, that would
my thing about that is when you say Egyptian, because Egyptian is a white person's word. That's a white European word.
Exactly.
Thank you.
When they got conquered, when Kemet got conquered, they changed the name to Egypt. So when they get to talking about white people Egyptians, like white people was Egyptians because white people are the ones that created that word.
They changed that shit. They created that shit.
Who is Kemet?
Those are
You don't
know what Kemet was?
That's Amun-Ra. Those are the ancient people of that land.
You don't know who Amun-Ra is?
Man, my nigga,
these are the gods of Egypt. These are the biggest pharaohs in Egypt.
Right.
My nigga, bro, I am lost on shit like that, Shawty.
Horus.
Those are your ancestors.
Why? Like, but listen though.
Kemet, listen. Kemet is. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but Kemet is the one who discovered or the one that put the sense to the sun is God. The sun is the nourishment of everything on this earth, on this planet. Exactly. We look up to the sun, and that's when they took the sun.
And made the sun of God.
I may be wrong, but I think they imaged Jesus after Horus.
They did. I got a picture.
Okay.
I got a picture.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong.
Look, when you say and look, when you say you believe in Jesus, there was 16. Listen, bro. Listen.
Hey yo,
listen.
It's a higher chain of Christians that'll tell you that they don't believe in Jesus. How about
that? Listen to this. There were 16 other people with the exact same story as Jesus. Well, Jesus is the last person. Jesus is the last person on that list. But all these other people from thousands of years got that exact same story. And no, it wasn't.
And it wasn't
Horus.
From?
And it wasn't Horus. It was Osiris. Osiris had the same story as Jesus.
Okay, listen on this.
Born of a virgin mother. Disappeared when he was like 15. Came back when he was like 30.
Boom. Okay, boom. This is what I'm saying on that. When I say religion, I know a lot of knowledge when it comes to that. This is where I come to this right here. That man has, like, that type of man has came this many times, that type of time in the place in the world. But this last time is supposed to be the last time we ever going to do this. When you come back, destroy everything. Bye.
Okay, so you saying Jesus died and came back 16 times?
I mean, hey, bro, I don't know.
Because the Bible already said he done it once.
Yep.
Let me ask you this.
Came back.
If Jesus, listen. If Jesus,
so what are we waiting on then?
I got one question from the Bible. That's what I'm about to ask one question from the Bible, right? If Jesus
let him ask a question.
Was meant to come back, look, one question, y'all. One question. If Jesus was meant to come back, right, during the time of what you want to say, the revolution, right? What they call it? What they call it in the Bible? What they call it? Revelations.
Revelation,
right? Yeah. So if Jesus was to come back at this time, right? All these, understand this. They said in Revelation that God would send out the torches of the earth, right? The 6 and 7 torches, whatever, right? But at the same time, bring it back to here. God also said that the devil will be able to be out of his tomb or his cage or his prison in 2,000 years, right?
I heard you're gonna come out in
so if Revelations and the time that the devil supposed to come out are damn near around the same motherfucking time, right? And Jesus supposed to be the one to come back and stop this with all the pure people, right? All the ones that believe.
No, he's not coming to stop
all the ones that believe. All the ones that believe. All the ones that believe. We talk about killers, crooks, murderers. We talk about all that type of motherfuckers. As long as they change their life and they believe in him, he coming back. He gonna gather them up and he gonna fight against the devil, right?
It's not gonna be a fight, brother. It's not gonna be a battle.
Oh, he's just gonna take them and take y'all up to heaven and let the devil just run the land.
Can I answer the question for what I believe?
I'm trying to see where the contradiction at in this shit come together.
I understand that. I'm about to give it to you. Because there's words in there that you just gotta read between the lines. From my point of view, he's gonna go ahead, trumpet. He's gonna come back. It's gonna be an angel that comes down and let the devil free. The devil is gonna be out here with trying to do the mark of the beast. He's trying to get anybody to come with him. But the ones that believe are not gonna be amazed by that.
Why would you let the devil free on your people?
Listen this. This is what I mean by heaven.
My question next.
Okay, this is what I think about heaven. That's me. God already know what you're going to do. You already know the future. But for me, it's more about proving to you as a person how wrong you are when it comes to temptation. Think about it. When you got them go through shit in life, you got to prove to yourself. You ask for strength. But you got to prove you don't know what yourself might do. You don't know when a person going to crash. Some people are not built for like certain shit.
You ever heard of Rastafarian?
Yes, I have. But let me finish though, brother. But God will never put nothing on you that you can bear. When a person commits suicide, it was on their own choice. Free will is the biggest thing about him. That's how you find loyalty. In these streets, free will. Drop $100 in front of your friend where I him going. Will that nigga pick it up, put it in his pocket because he know you got it already, or will he still give it back to you? That's proving to yourself.
Yeah,
my question.
But wouldn't that come with your
3-year-old child?
Let me ask my question. I already said I had my question first. Let me question. Let me just ask my question real quick.
Wait a minute. What the nigga just say?
My question is this.
No. Nigga, big time. What you just said.
No, I said you said that God don't put nothing on you that you can bear. I said, yeah, tell that to them people that can sit there and saw their 3-year-old child get shot in the head playing.
Tell that to Flint, Michigan right now. Tell that to Flint, Michigan right now.
Listen to this.
Tell that to Flint, Michigan right now. They've been without water for over what? 4 years? 5 years?
And this is where I come to. I'm that type of person. When I fight the line, I got a bankroll enough to help people like that. I will go out my way to do that because I am a person who gives more than I receive. Let them people step up. You best help people out.
Where are all these holy white Christians at right now for Flint, Michigan?
Bro, it ain't about no black or white, no holy. It's about you person. How good are you?
Well, we going to put it in the God perspective. God ain't going to let none of his people suffer, right?
Listen, it's about free will. He's got a bet who they can get the most people.
Yeah.
I'm like,
bro, we let you talk. We let you.
Listen, I'm about to get to
everything else. I just wanted one question. You skipping everybody else? What's going on?
I'm finna come to you, my nigga. Give me a chance, y'all.
Oh, touchdown, Missouri. Go ahead.
What I'm telling him, though, if God intervenes and show you how good his power is, you will know right there what to believe. But it's free will. Faith is what you can't ask. You still believe in it. That's the biggest point. That's the hardest thing for a man to do.
Hey, bro, Christians created that free will, right?
Bro, honestly though, a man will do whatever. It ain't no gun laws. They trying to make guns so hard to get in America.
Why don't you go to the table?
Stop a nigga from just snapping and shooting. Unless you take our hands away. I say, but I'm not gonna move like that.
Hey, everything you talking about right now had nothing to do with God. This had nothing to do with God. That was man-made.
I'm not telling you it has nothing to do with God. I'm telling you it has something to do with a person. You gotta make yourself.
Alright.
Every time I ask a question,
so if you gotta do so much as a person,
the only motherfucker that can ask a question.
Go ahead, King.
So much as a person,
got the floor. King got the floor. King got the floor.
All I'm asking is this: if your Bible tells you straight up and down that Jesus said that God would come back in my lifetime, and it says that, why in the fuck would you think it's gonna happen after that? After all that shit you just said, it says that in the Bible. You need to read your Bible. No, it says specifically that this
verse,
will happen.
What verse? What verse, nigga, since you saying all that?
All right.
Nah, shut up, nigga.
I will find it. I'll go find it.
Now you gotta find it.
No,
nigga, you told me I need to read
What do you mean?
Like you read yours.
He trying to give you facts.
I do.
You asking for the facts. He trying to give you the facts.
I want the facts. Give me a verse. That's the
He trying to give it to you.
Do you know how large the Bible is, fool? I don't know every damn chapter, every verse.
Well, don't ask me.
That's what I'm saying. Neither does he. What the fuck?
Then, nigga, if you don't know how much money you got in your pocket. I know that. I know how much money I got.
Oh, my God. That's an ignorant nigga. Never mind. I'm done.
But, nigga, if you quote something, you supposed to tell me who said it.
I just did. I told
but,
you.
Nigga, what verse? What verse? It might be a lie. I don't believe shit. No, nigga.
He don't. Man, come on, man. Man, come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
now he's trying to play this game.
You don't come to the hood let you strapped. That nigga didn't have no bullets in that gun. He didn't have no bullets in the gun. I asked for facts. Don't come to a debate and like, let me find it.
That's what happens when it comes down to.
Come ready when you come to debate with me.
It really wasn't. It was just a placement of opinions.
That's all it was. That's all it was, brother.
Yeah.
I'm the only nigga he asked for it. No, I got it.
Listen, when you make a yep. No, because there ain't time for that. We got shit to do. We finna talk about some more shit. Man, I don't have to. I'm gonna do it when I feel like it. People make time for things they want to do. But then, listen. I was gonna give him time. Listen, I was. No, but y'all don't say nothing what the nigga told me. The nigga said you need to read your Bible. I was gonna give him time, but he came with smart ass remarks. I check shit like that.
It wasn't smart.
I need to read my Bible. How do you know I don't read mine? How do you know I can read my Bible? He said the book was so big, I ain't got to.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, bro.
No, nigga, I'm being a real ass nigga, bro. Don't be coming at me like no. I'ma check this shit.
Yeah, see, this shit here, dog. Yeah.
But y'all like this. Have I laughed at a dumb? Have I said, oh my God, you crazy?
Okay, don't know shit. Well, I got it backwards. I got a little bit backwards. But he said he would not die. Man. He would not die until this happened. And it says, truly I say to you, there are some of those who are standing here who will not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Now that's one. There is another.
Yeah.
No, that's creepy.
It's more.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm waiting, brother.
This generation will not pass away until all these things have taken place. This generation. That is the generation he is living in at that time. All these things are saying that when I am gone, this is done. There is nothing after me. So where are people getting this shit from? I just gave you two scriptures. You want to know the scriptures? Go read them for yourself. Matthew 24, 25, 34. Matthew 16, 27, 28.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. That's all I asked for. But I'm not.
Come on, and it's more. It's more.
Listen, brother.
I'm telling you,
it's all through the Bible where he's speaking shit like that. It's all through the Bible
where he's telling you that it's in his lifetime.
Them two gonna die. I know the word.
It was his lifetime that was supposedly been prophesied.
Thank you.
Bro, I hear what y'all saying. That's an opinion, though.
So how can you believe in the Bible when that's a lie? Why are we still here? Why are we still here? Why is it 20 motherfucking 19?
Bro, why we got the tone, my nigga? I'm right here. Now listen, I never said I believed in the Bible. I said I believe in Jesus.
There's even scriptures in the Bible where it shows you how to treat your slaves.
He just lied to you, bro. That nigga's a liar.
Bro, a nigga wrote that. Somebody else wrote that. I told you it's on free will. I don't believe shit. Listen, this is why I don't. I believe the Bible. I believe in certain shit like you certain like laws. Don't fucking kill your mama or like shit like that.
But I can't believe in certain shit. I believe in my mama. I believe my mama will always tell me the truth.
Off the top of my head, but I needed to do that. And get this
my mama told me Jesus was real.
I'm new, y'all understanding why I'm talking nigga I am.
That's because your mama was diffused. But see, that's the chain. That's
exactly.
the chain of.
So you have to seek knowledge.
You gotta understand when you gotta be knowledgeable for yourself, and when you can take knowledge from someone else.
Exactly though, and I hear it, and I'm taking knowledge from someone else when I know from right and wrong, my nigga.
Just read the book of Matthew, you'll learn some stuff.
Bro, I read the book of Job, my nigga.
Read the book of Matthew, cause you
book of Job. That's you missed the book of Job, nigga.
You need to get the Apocrypha.
Have y'all read the book of Job? Have y'all read the book of Job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now tell me that ain't real.
Listen, you know why it's real? I'm gonna tell you why the book of Job is real. I'm gonna tell you why
but
you want to sacrifice so much and go through so much and quote unquote gain so much back, because that was the whole moral of his story.
Basically,
he didn't let everything go because he believed in something.
That's what whooped on our ass.
And it all came back because at the end, his final test, he believed in it. Now here go the contradiction in Job's story.
Did Job write it?
Okay.
It ain't the fact that Job write it. No, we ain't even got to talk about that fact. No. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Go ahead,
Hear me
go
out.
ahead.
God said, God gave, listen, God said, and I quote, and he gave a fucking, what you want to say, a promise to his people that as long as they don't go towards the devil, he will never let the devil hurt them. But something happens in Job's story where God says, you know what, devil? I'll make a bet with you. You can do whatever you want to do to this nigga, and he's still going to be mine. But
I told you, God know the future.
Why would God do that if he just made his word to the people that as long as they believe in him, nothing would never happen to them?
Listen, nigga, listen. Okay, I'm about to give it to you. Nigga, this is a finesse. If I know what's going to happen, I bet you bet $1,000 and I know what's going to happen. Because I got the ups on it. I already know your whatever you bet on how to play.
Where you coming from. I'm going to let you finish too. I'm going to shut that sort of shit down.
If I already know what the outcome going to be, I already heard your horse. Let's bet on horses. And I know your horse is sick a little bit, but you don't know nothing about horses. Because you don't know the future like that.
All right, well, let me ask you a question. Yeah, I'm
going to make that bet.
All right, let me ask you a question. We from the street, right? No. Time out. Pause. Don't lose me. 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 No. Don't lose me. Don't lose me. I don't want them to lose me. I don't want them to lose me. We both from the hood, right? Are you going to bet on your right-hand man life?
So what?
We both from the hood, right?
Yeah.
Your right-hand man, the nigga that you could depend on and count on and don't give a fuck about. If anything happened to him, you know that you're going to go crazy because he's going to do the same for you. Are you going to bet on his life?
What you mean, son? Who I'm betting?
What you mean what I mean?
What
are you going to bet on his life? Are you going to allow a nigga to put him through all that to see if he was loyal to you?
What you mean? Hell, what you mean? Listen, I'm about to answer that street quick. My already did that. That's why
I could go deeper than that.
Right, listen. No,
exactly. Are you gonna bet on your son life? Are you gonna bet on your son life? Are you gonna bet on your brother life? Are you gonna bet on your father life?
Listen, that's where you messed up at. That's what you keep saying life.
This is what that's what he did. That's what he did. He betted on that man's soul. God betted on that man's soul. Fuck his life. He betted on his soul.
Listen, bro. I quote. He said, "Do whatever you want to do to him, but don't touch his soul."
Hey, you know what? I got one question for you. If you know the Bible,
and I know the Bible in it, so that answers this question.
All right. So my thing, that wasn't no question. I said, if you know the Bible, then you know whether or not Jesus was calling himself the Son of God.
But he wasn't never calling himself the Son of God. He never called himself the Son of God.
He never did that.
No, sir.
But Jesus kept silent, and the high priest said to him, I adjure you by the living God that you tell us whether you are the Christ, Son of God. Jesus said to him, you have said it yourself. You said it. He never
Listen,
said.
Jesus said you said it. So that's like you calling me a motherfucking murderer. I ain't never tell you I was a murderer. You said I was a murderer.
He said nevertheless, but then he said nevertheless I tell you hereafter you will see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming
you just said it, brother.
Heaven. He said
nevertheless I tell you that Jesus
said,
is the Son of Man.
Come on, man. He always said he was the Son of Man. He never said he was the Son of God.
But you just said he said he was the Son of God, bro.
Yeah, you did. You did, brother.
Who?
You did say that. That was the first thing you said.
I ain't never said that.
He said that you just profoundly said that I am the Son of God. I tell you, lest I am the Son of Man. Jesus always, that was the biggest argument Jesus had to live with.
3 niggas just said you said that.
Because all his prophecies, supposedly, if you read the Bible, all of Jesus' prophecies supposedly came true. So they had to believe that he was a God. And he continuously argued with them, letting them know, I am not the Son of God. I am a Son of Man. I know the way to God.
He said he was the Son of God.
No, I didn't. I asked you that.
Oh, okay. And my nigga answered it before I could say anything.
Yeah, you said yes.
I said he is the Son of God.
But the Bible tells you different.
I didn't hear the question then.
The Bible tells you different.
I didn't hear the key word in the question. I call him the Son of God.
That was the key phrase. That was the key thing.
Yeah, that's my. Well, y'all educated me then. I apologize once again.
Even the Bible say he wasn't.
Hey, did Jesus?
Man, nigga, y'all got more knowledge than me on certain shit, brother.
Hey, look, did Jesus ever lie?
Hell yeah, I just showed him a lie. I just showed him a lie.
Listen,
that was the only thing I showed him.
No, hold on.
I got one question about Jesus. I got one question about Jesus. Anybody in this party can answer it. Anybody in this party can answer it. One question about Jesus.
Hold on.
Ancient Egyptians were older than Jesus.
Wait.
Did Jesus? You're a bully, nigga.
I just want to know what Jesus.
Look, did Jesus ever lie?
How old are you, OG?
Yes,
did Jesus ever lie?
Bro, motherfucker, here's what y'all doing. Y'all doing exactly what you said the
Come on, bro. Come on, no. Don't be tap dancing. Don't be tap dancing. Did Jesus? That's simple. That's simple. Did Jesus ever lie?
Did he ever come to the top?
Come on, bro. You believe? Come on. Did Jesus ever lie?
Yes or no?
Nope.
Okay, no. Jesus never lied. Jesus never lied. Okay. Did the devil ever lie?
What you mean?
Did the devil ever tell a lie?
What you mean, nigga?
Did the devil ever tell a lie? That's plain and simple.
I ain't never talked to him.
See,
yo, this shit getting funny.
You bug dance. You want to bug dance, but that's cool.
No, nigga, I ain't bug dancing.
You bug dancing.
How about this?
But you got scriptures. You got scriptures in the Bible. But look, everybody tell us not to believe in the devil, but you got scriptures in the Bible where Jesus. But you got scriptures in the Bible that Jesus and the devil was telling you to do the exact same fucking thing.
Like what? Give me what? Like what?
Come on, bro. You said you knew your Bible. You said you knew your Bible.
Wait a minute, bro. I didn't ever say that, bro. I said I believe in Jesus. I said I know.
Why do you believe in something you don't fully understand? Why do you believe in something you don't fully understand?
Bro,
why do you believe in something you don't fully understand? Are you going that up? Are you believing Jesus is good for you from word of mouth? Or are you believing that Jesus is good for you because you honestly sat there and understood his story and read all the books and really lived by that code?
No, listen, bro. I ain't saying all of that what you just said, bro. It's for I always said this about you feel as I have talked to that man.
You talk to who?
You talk to Jesus? You talk to Jesus?
Yeah.
You talk to Jesus?
Oh, damn.
Oh, Lord. He talk to Jesus.
I talk to Jesus and God. Listen, bro. Look what y'all doing to me. What y'all do to me. Listen.
so relevant to the times and the days. If the nigga don't understand that, he just wanted to understand.
Exactly. He ain't saying nothing. He hopped off. Oh, Jesus told him to take a bathroom break. Yeah, you can't break it down no simpler than that. Shit, KC, you can take my spot if you want to run, bro. I was about to fix me some noodles.